look of that raspberry doesn't. It's not appealing to me.
When it's in
I don't
like,
know.
I don't know, but it said cake day, but it's in like a coffee cake. It's really good.
Really?
Yeah.
This would have to try. I didn't even get a chance yesterday to try the whole cheesecake deal, man.
Oh no.
I'm so sad. I had so many things to do in life, and then that was definitely not one of them for some crazy reason, man. And when you get an opportunity like that, like why are you eating that? Well, it's today's the day. Why not? You know. So I think that's the reason why we have hope because of you, Eric. Because of you, Eric, we are allowed to go ahead and participate in things that we probably would have never participated in.
That's why there's a day for everything, right?
Yes, exactly. And today was a little bit of a thought process about how we are going to go ahead and present the news. But today we're also going to talk about what kind of would you say events are happening. So tonight, which is the concert series downtown, is going to be happening, and that is pretty cool. I don't know about you, but that is a fun time. When we go downtown, we're taking Battleship down there. We actually have fun just sitting there, just playing Battleship. So I was thinking like this, man, we should have like a Battleship competition, a meetup group that plays Battleship. But then again, we don't want to touch anybody else's stuff. So maybe you could just take your own little playing piece and play with others. I think this would be a great idea. So Eric, what is your plans for the weekend?
Uh, unfortunately, I think it's a lot of work. Just trying to catch up. It seems like everybody's crazy right now as far as they want stuff and they want it now. So, I was actually out working in the garage. It was like almost 100 degrees out there yesterday, and so I'm out there packaging up boxes and doing other stuff because somebody's got to do it, right?
Exactly, Eric. Exactly. Unless you hire somebody, and then obviously when they do something for you, you're just like, no, I want it. I'll just do it myself.
Yeah, no, that's going to happen. But this whole COVID thing's got us all working in our homes. So all of our inventory split up between our homes. And so it's like, hey, do you have this? Do you have this? And so it makes it interesting.
Oh man. Well, I hope that you could go ahead and wind it down here shortly with the new city deals are coming in with. So how is that going? I mean, yesterday they did another live meeting for voting. I don't know if you were able to see that. I didn't have a chance to do it because I was a little bit preoccupied. I don't know. Did you see that yesterday from the city of Prescott?
I didn't. I know they are doing some kind of voting meeting, but I thought there was a voting meeting on Tuesday too. But is any of it like around the Dells? I think there was, right?
That's a big question. I feel like I failed the community. But the other thing that came up, the Governor Ducey did show up online, and he decided to go ahead and put out some information. It was nothing too much of a change of what he put out last time, just saying that we're still going to go ahead and keep the bars closed and the gyms closed, which is really, really sad. This morning I woke up and the owners of Anytime Fitness in Prescott and Chino Valley, no, sorry, Prescott Valley and Chino Valley said that they are opening up on August 1st. And I don't know if that's a-okay, like go for it, my friends, or a-okay, I'm
Uh,
defying law.
yeah, I didn't hear that one. That's interesting.
Yeah, no, I read it this morning. There was no political jargon in her post. It was saying, "Hey, we're opening up." So I don't know if it's going to be kind of like it's obviously the Anytime Fitness is a gym that is a membership. You have to have a key fob to get in, and you have to have credentials to get in. Obviously, so maybe they're just changing it into a personal gym where you could utilize it as a personal gym rather than having the quote unquote doors open. I don't know. I mean, there could be ways to work around the system. I don't know if you seen that, but Joe's MMA average Joe's MMA is closing down, and
No, I
so is
didn't hear that. I didn't think that that qualified as a gym, does it?
I don't know, man. It's kind of one of those. It's regular. It's you go in there and you learn mixed martial arts, and they have all the different types of levels of the arts, I guess you would call it, and it's just they're just closing. They can't keep the doors open. I guess they exhausted what the landlords have given them, so he's just going to close up and just start training people personally rather than having it open. So
That's too bad. That's really too bad.
yeah, and I heard another one that was closing, and I just didn't get the name of that It's another gym as well. So it's really sad to see people just getting their closing their doors, and we're all just trying to figure it out what's next to do. So it happens, but we have to move on. So the weather is I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even like wake up and like, hey, let's go ahead and look at the weather, because sometimes when you wake up you're like, oh yay, it's gonna rain today. And I know for a fact that I watched the stuff last week and it said heat advisory, and I was thinking that we will be cleared in Prescott, but we're definitely not
No,
avoidable with that heat.
no, and this isn't end of July weather, right? Normally, this is like June weather for us.
Yeah, I think a lot of things are backwards. We've been having late monsoons. It's actually been starting up in August, so that's kind of one of those things that everything's like prolonging and moving a little bit farther out, rather than. I mean, we had a late fall, right? Didn't we? Or late? I don't know. I get lost.
I
42
got
years
I
and
got
trying to figure
lost
it out.
that whole we got tricked a few weeks ago. I remember I was joking about how it felt like fall in the evening, but it's like ha ha ha, just kidding.
Yeah, it happens, man. You'll go out there thinking that you're gonna be just like, oh, I'll be fine. I'm just gonna wear a short sleeve shirt, and the next thing you know, it boom, it's freaking cold. And then like this morning, waking up, it was still warm, and you're just like, this is weird. But once again, 42 years, and I don't think I figured it out. I don't think anybody's figured it out. Everybody has their own assumption, and they're thinking that this might be happening, that might be happening. I don't know. It makes no sense sometimes.
So Greg's commenting here. I know he said he's having a hard time hearing us. I'm trying to get the captions on. We had to go live manually for
Yeah.
again, Facebook still having problems. But he said we had an excellent observance of Human Trafficking Awareness Day in Prescott and Prescott Valley. Was that yesterday?
Yeah, he posted the information on our actual morning show. So it was a good turnout from what Greg is saying. I can't
Good.
see his comments. So
Yeah, he said we had an excellent observance. So I'm guessing that means good turnout, which is really good. That's really good to hear.
yeah, there seemed like a lot of I don't know. I seen protesters, not protesters, but people standing in I don't know, silence or whatever on a few corners downtown Prescott. So that was kind of cool. But it's good to go ahead and get awareness out. It actually is a good thing. There's people that get abducted all the time. I mean, like we said yesterday in the story about the couple, or the two guys that got arrested for drugs in the hotel room, and found a 16-year-old child in the room with them, and they both denied that they were doing anything, and then uh, checking messages said that that was an actual false statement. So it's just crazy to see some of these things happen, but they are happening, and how do we stop it? And that's why Greg and his wife decided to go ahead and put up a day of like, hey, we need to tell everybody about what's going on, or if they don't know what's going on, they need to see this. And it's a big deal going on right now, Eric. I don't know if you did you see those records that just been exposed.
It came out late last night. I did. I was actually shocked. I was actually up talking to you and messaging back and forth, and I saw that 11 o'clock at night those records started to come out, and it's like, wow, hmm,
Yeah,
way to
and
play the news. Way to play the news cycle, and now nobody's talking about it this morning.
I'm telling you, man, it's one of those moments where you're just like, okay, so 800,000 children are like disappearing. We have this huge case with Jeffrey Epstein, and now this Maxwell lady that has names on a lot of politicians, a lot of celebrities, and all these memes are coming up with ankle bracelets on Tom Hanks. I mean, there's celebrities that are walking out around with boots on their feet, thinking that they both broke their ankles at the same time, when they think that they have ankle bracelets on. And I'm like, this is out of control, man. I mean, just think about it, Eric. We so happen to have the year of the worst virus ever, and no movies actually get dropped. Like,
Well,
we
nobody's
have
paying for it.
no new really. I mean, Netflix is there. I mean, I guess we could go ahead and roll with Netflix, but still, it
Yeah,
just seems
no,
like everything
I hate
stopped.
to see it, but I mean, Hollywood wants that big movie theater money. Think about it. When you're at home, even if they rented the movie to you for $10, they're getting like $8 a seat if you go to the movie theater. So they're losing a lot of money by renting it to you at home. So they don't want to do that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they could figure out how to go ahead and make that money, man. It's just a matter of saying how many people are in the room. That's how we're gonna go ahead and decipher this.
Yeah, and everybody's gonna be like, one. What are you talking about?
They'll be like, we have your camera feed. We know there's five.
Hey, if we're not careful, that's coming, right?
It's already here, man. That's why you always got to cover your what do you call it? Camera.
Camera, yeah. So, real quick before we get too far off track, you have another event on Monday, right?
Yes, we're going to be doing the White Spar farmers market, and we're looking for food vendors, merchants, vendors that are in need of some places to put themselves out there. We have a lot of people requesting and inquiring about it, so that's a big deal, man. I like doing things for the community. I hope that we could actually help out some way somehow, because as we know, the stimulus money that has been given to unemployment uh, is it's gone. It's
It ends
leaving.
today. It ends
Yep.
today. Yep.
And so I actually started seeing a few more posts saying who's hiring. So that's kind of a pretty big difference.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we are hiring. So just like
Yeah.
if anybody's looking, I am certainly hiring. So, definitely reach out to me. But yeah, no, I think it's going to hurt a lot of people. But at the same time, people can't be paid more to sit at home. That's not going to work.
Well, I think it's like it's two of the greater evils. Just think about the idea of how many people are actually sitting at home, which is in the millions. I think that's what they said. Unemployed employees,
37 million.
37 million people sitting at home trying to stay away from this thing they call COVID-19. And the businesses that are hurting right now, they're not getting as much business, so they're not going to be really hiring. But at the same time, businesses like yours are going to be hiring. So,
Well,
um,
I mean, it's all. I just saw a friend of mine this morning that's a manager at Chipotle, and they're hiring. And same type of thing. I mean, you can't. Why would you go into a restaurant and work when you can sit at home and make more money? And that's a problem.
yeah, well, not no more because that ends today.
So hopefully, so Chipotle is hiring for anybody else looking.
Yeah, both days. We
Uh,
might do a post of who's hiring, so just in case anybody's in
I
need.
think that would be a great idea.
Yeah, I think it will. Well, it's going to happen. I'm pretty sure everybody's hiring, but once again, it's if you do get a job, it's probably not going to be for a full time job with full time benefits. I know that for a fact, and it's just sad to see some of this stuff, happen. But once again, there's a lot of innovation going on there, and that's the reason why we do pop up events called farmers markets, so you guys can go ahead and sell some of your goods that you're doing on the side. I mean, just think about it. If you made a dog biscuit and you charge $1 a dog biscuit and it only cost you 2 cents to make, you're making
That's called a
money.
business.
I
Exactly.
mean, yep, exactly. So we're, be innovative. It's time to go ahead and try to make some new things. I got some things working in the background, trying to figure out some ideas on how to go ahead and recoup the losses that are happening right now. It's just hard because you don't want to infringe on the rules and regulations right now on how to handle COVID. Uh, but you know, I don't even know what to say. Some people don't even know what to do. As you can see online right now, it's just a frenzy of nobody knows what's going on. You have doctors coming in here saying this. You got doctors coming in saying that. Did you see the early morning Dr. Fauci and CDC online this morning?
I have not. No, I've been busy.
I started watching a little bit, and they had a council, they had a panel of I guess congressmen and women, and they went over the whole thing, and they questioned CDC and also Fauci about this whole ordeal, and the comments. You just want to turn off the comments because everybody's just pushing their agenda,
Hmm.
and you want to listen to exactly what they're saying. Some people say that they want to listen science and doctors over anything else, but it's really hard because here's a group, a panel of doctors that are saying, "Hey, we're standing up. We're wanting to go ahead and make some noise, and let you know that we could actually help people before they get crazy into the no return level." And so I put out a post, just in regards to questioning. Somebody actually brought it to my attention, said, "Hey, why don't you ask the people of Prescott Valley, Chino Valley, to talk about if they have been in COVID, if they've been in, in they've been to the doctors, they have COVID, et cetera, et cetera. I wanted to know what happened, what was the treatment, what went through it, and it was
No,
complete silence.
yeah, nobody wants to talk about it. I mean, San Martin, I was out running this morning with my little daughter, and I sneezed, and she's like, "Oh, you have COVID?" I was like, "Don't say that." And so, it's like if you get labeled that, right, then people think it's like you're a leopard, and so I don't think anybody wants to talk about it, even if they're over it. Just
Well,
because you say you had COVID, people like start backing up away from you. So I get it. I don't think anybody wants to go down that being labeled or go down that thing. But I mean, what they said, 30 some or no 50 million people, something like, I don't know what the numbers are now, but millions of people have had it and been diagnosed now, and nobody wants to really talk about it much. So that I get it though.
yeah, and what did happen though, Eric? In the background, we have several messages of patients, people, two doctors, one actually down in Cottonwood that I had to follow up on so they could actually talk about the treatments that they were using on their patients that have been very successful, and they specify the medicine that everybody's talking about right now. Fast three times.
Yeah, it's
Hydrochloroquine,
chlorine, yeah, or whatever it is. Yeah,
whatever, the H drug, and hydrochloroquine. Thank you, my Quinn. My production team is letting me know, and it was kind of crazy that when they messaged me, they were talking about, like I said, a doctor was telling me what they were treating it with. And that wasn't one of the drugs that one doctor said that they weren't treating, but they were treating with zinc, and then they're also treating with some. I guess what they're seeing is that the blood is
yeah, I heard a lot
clogged,
about that, clotting in all the organs.
and so they want to go ahead and thin that blood out so it would actually, be. I once again not a doctor, so I don't know much of the stuff that they're trying to explain. Besides the fact is that everybody is being, basically healed by it. A lot of people did come out and say, "I had the whole family got it, and everybody was good to go." Even our 85-year-old or 88-year-old dad, and they what they really wanted to talk about is how the hospital was treating it. And I guess one of the things that you could honestly say about it is that, they don't even want to get the COVID either. So when
Well, nobody.
treating,
Right. Yeah. Well, San Martin, and it's something we do have to, bring up is that Arizona had a record number of deaths yesterday, like 170 something.
yeah,
And so
well,
those are the numbers to watch, not necessarily infections, but the number of deaths. And so that was up quite a bit yesterday. And then I think the whole U.S. is back to March levels, which sucks. I mean, that's too bad.
well, Eric,
All
when I
that shut
talked
down
to
for nothing.
when I talked to Terry, she said that there was such a backlog of deaths and responding to some of these tests. There was one guy in there that says Thumbview Medical took them 27 days to reply to them if they had COVID or not. So for
Wow.
27 days, yeah, you can go ahead and go back to the post in the Prescott, Arizona group page. He says, in 27 days, I wasn't able to talk to my wife, my kids, my mother, my father, go to work, go to business, all because they were negligent on giving me my
Well, and you
diagnosis.
heard that was the one thing that's the only thing I heard out of yesterday's Governor Ducey talk was that he we're still backlogged. Their goal was to be all caught up by the end of the month, and testing is still not where it should be. And so that was their goal, and it sounds like they missed it.
Well, Eric, on just the whole testing of Thumbview Medical and not being able to get a response in 27 days, the guy stated that the doctor ended up paying for his lost wages for the full month.
Oh wow.
So, I mean, I don't know. I replied saying they paid for it, as if, reaffirm that, because that, I mean, one, that's pretty cool, but two, that is kind of messed up, man. You lose 27 days of your life. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think we're all a part of like losing our will to survive in some senses. That this is getting out of control where people just need to, speak
So
up. I mean, there's people
tomorrow's
that
August, San Martin. We might as well call it the lost year.
man, that was last year, man, when everybody got offended for everything. I was like, okay, don't say nothing. They're gonna get offended. They're gonna
and
start.
2019 said hold my beer, and here we
Yeah,
are.
yeah. I Man, it's just so crazy. But anyways, like I said, I got a lot of people messaging me about their experience. They didn't want to come forward because the fear of ridicule is very deep. And people are very harsh with their words out there, and they're not holding back whatsoever. And it's just a big old huge war with between anybody wanting to listen and not listen, and they want to follow after this and follow after that. So I don't know, my friend. It's kind of a crazy world out there, and the numbers are they're gonna be changing here shortly because I heard that the contact tracing is gonna be in Yavapai County very soon. It should have been here already
Well,
if
we
it
I
hasn't.
don't think we had anybody up here. Last I heard, we only had 6 people in the whole state.
What do you mean?
6 contact tracing